Hello, 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 and welcome to another One Line of Code. I am One Lion. Hello, Dactyx and Scott. Thank you so much for your lurkage, and Dukasoft. Thank you for lurking while you mod. Good times. I hope you all had a great weekend. As you know, I disappeared on Friday, but I'm back now. So let's do some coding, shall we? I have no idea what we were doing last, as usual. Something to do with a calculator, I'm sure. We got a whole bunch of stuff working. We got the 10 key working. We got clear working. We got the bot not working. Let's get the bot working. Well, I have to be honest with you. I have a really big headache right now. Came out of nowhere. But we will get through this. Like, even talking is making my head go on every word. So hopefully you can hear me clearly. I will do my best to enunciate. But are you up yet, bot? Are you up yet? Hello, bot. Botto. Well, let's find out. It's not telling me that it's up, but looks like it is. It's so weird. You're weird, bot. Anyway, there's our project. This is the project we've been working on during the stream. It is a Blazor multi-platform project that is used for manually tracking your financial transactions. It's called the Financial Management Tracker. And so what we've been playing with, recently is, wow, just everything, is this calculator here. And the reason that I wanted a calculator is so that in-app, whenever I have to do my own calculations, because maybe I have a receipt that doesn't split everything out for me, it just says, here's your total, here's the tax that you paid, but it doesn't give me the subtotal, then I want to put it in as subtotal followed by sales tax. And I can't always do that math in my head because sometimes, like today, my brain is like, ow, ow, thinking hurts, ow, ow. But now we have an in-app calculator. We did the number thing where you can type using the number keys. One thing that I guess that I wanted to change was setting focus when you are finished dragging. So that should be pretty easy. There should be an on drag end. But how do we get it to our container? Not our container, to our calculator. So we have the container here. Maybe we can set up an event callback that is accessible to any children. Do we already have that? Okay, so parameter public event callback on drag start, maybe, and a parameter public event callback. Oh, right. On drag. And so because I have this generating documentation, it's like, hey, you need some XML comments for this. Hello, Napalm. Oh yeah, I know what you mean, Napalm. However, if you do an app bind checked, you should be able to bind bind the check. Well, actually, no. How do I do it? Off my head. Depending on what you're using your checkbox for, I'll show you how I do mine typically. Let me just do that now because I can't brain. So if I have an in my calculator, for example, so that we can actually see it. In my calculator, we might have a checkbox up here, let's say. Excuse me. And you just have a regular HTML element checkbox, right? Hello, Mr. Rat. Hope you're doing well today. Yeah, dynamic form construction. I'm still going to show you just the general thing that I do because it still might work for your dynamic form depending on how you have your object set up. Because I'm assuming that the thing you're binding or you're wanting your checkbox to control is a property in a model that is for that row of data. Oh my goodness, my head is pounding. Anyway, here's what I typically do. I usually go at, oh yeah, and let's say that our checkbox, yes, sounds like water is needed. Many waters. I drink coffee. I'm trying not to. I'm being stubborn with not overdoing my coffee. I don't know if it's stubborn or a good thing. Anyway, let's have this checkbox control my check. I don't know why you need to set equal to false when you are defaulted to false. So I have an array of property info and a dictionary of string key value or string value. It should still work-ish. So you can do an at. Well, I guess what you are doing is at on change, right? And then you're using handle. Well, I guess you don't even need the E arrows. Handle check changed. I am using Blazor. Isn't that what you said you were using? You're just using regular Razor pages. Oh. Never mind. Never mind, because what I was going to say is that I go on click equals set my value equal to not value. And then have checked equals whether it's checked or not. Oops. Underscore check. Oh, great. And then at on click prevent default true. So yeah, pretty much instead of relying on the value that gets passed back, which is either on or off by default, but you're using Razor Pages, oh geez, which has a post back-ish type thing where it sends the check state back to your code behind. Oh, you could always use JavaScript. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to avoid writing any JavaScript. I'm having trouble seeing. It is possible without JavaScript, that is true. Absolutely. You could still use Blazor inside of your Razor pages as well. I can't remember how I did it, however. Isn't there some kind of Ajax helper, tag helper? Or when you check a box, you can use Ajax to tell your code behind to update variables. And I mean an actual tag helper for Blazor pages, not specifically JavaScript. I'm going to use this non-tag helper approach. So you have an isChecked property in your page model, and then you have an ASP4 isChecked, and this is fine until it does the post back and then refreshes your page every time you check the box. Data val required is checked. And then you have an isChecked hidden that has the value sort of works until you reload the form with a true value and want the check displayed. Oh, okay, so pre-populating this with true, with checked. I mean, can you not do checked equals at isChecked here still? I don't know. I really can't brain it right now. I'm struggling. Every day I'm struggling. Wait. I think what I'm wanting is for this thing to pass down a cascading value of itself. Oops. To any child content. It's a fun problem, and by fun, I mean irritating. And hello, Bindle. Roar versus roar. I need advice. RAWR. All caps is just rude. Howraria. No, it's Howraria. Howraria. I am in a lot of pain. My head is pounding and it hurts when I talk. But I'm still having fun. I wouldn't do this if I was still having fun. If I wasn't having fun. You know what I mean? Don't be in pain. Tip from the pain coach. I'll do my best. It was weird because it started at like an hour before the stream, and I think it's a tension headache, but I'm not sure. And I had already taken some pills earlier this morning because I felt a headache coming on, so I can't really take pills yet until those are worn off. You should rename that last operator to smooth operator, but then I wouldn't know what it is. If it was current operator, then I would do smooth operator. They can all be smooth then. Okay, so in my calculator, I would like to receive my parent Oh, cascading parameter. And it's going to be a draggable container if it is indeed inside of a draggable container. If it's not inside of a draggable container, then we're going to ignore this. What I would like to do is, if draggable container is not null, in not null, I do too. But again, I'm not going to let that make it too hard, bad stuff. This isn't going to work the way I think it's going to work. The thing that I actually want is a regular event, not a event callback. I mean, it could still be an event callback, but not a parameter event callback. Like, one thing that I've been wanting to do is to have event callbacks. I want to use event callbacks more than using regular events. The thing that happens with event callbacks is you can only register one thing to that event callback, maybe. I don't know that for sure. I only know how to register one thing to the event callback. And then with action events, event actions, which I usually like to make func of task. That way you can have async stuff on it. You can register multiple things to it and stuff is what I'm trying to say. Am I saying it? Did I say it? Func of task. This is a website and you're going to be nullable. And because you're public, you're going to have some comments, and the comments are the left position of the container. That is exactly what it is. Nope. Dukasoft says, old Razor Pages code, but if you can make sense of my crappy learning code, feel free. This one is called Dukasoft Stockholm Syndrome. Was it actually a blog on Stockholm Syndrome? And this was to Napalm. Not sure I can answer any questions though. So here are a list of objects that have checkboxes, and the way that Dukasoft handled doing the checkbox toggle. It's a website for an EVE Online community. Awesome. I never actually played it. I've never actually played EVE Online. But it was definitely a game that I wanted to play. Don't start. I'm into retro games. What is the callback for this? Okay, so ASP4 is checked, type equals checkbox value. Yeah, so there is no code behind callback for this checkbox, right? You don't even have an input type hidden for the current value to be passed when you post this. Oh yeah, you do. Wait, no you don't. No you don't. How are you keeping track of this? You said you can't answer questions. I want to ask questions. Sorry. That's crazy. It's cool to see, but I have no idea. Hashtag magic. Where's the on post? Yeah. So on post, this thing just knows that the value of the current value of the is checked. In a few years, let's see a date. Hello? Only 3 years. Only 3 years. Anyway, it's doable. Napalm said a long time ago, I'm tempted to just say, here is a text input, type true or false, or validates incorrectly. It's terrible. Don't make your users do that. That's just mean. Anyway, this is not the left position of the container. This is the action to be performed when the container is dragged. You're gonna do the same thing except when it's dropped. Okay, so the only thing that we care about in the actual calculator itself is on drag end plus gets. Handle drag container dropped. Oh, I did some animations using just Blazor and I failed at it, so then I switched over to doing animations using a mix of Blazor and JavaScript. All right, Thindle. Oh, I hope you enjoy your show and the shower and get some good sleep. Thindle is awesome. Thindle is duper super awesome. And if you guys aren't following Thindle, he's an amazing .NET developer who is doing modernization efforts, my favorite type of task to do with .NET. He's also the creator of Nodox with 2 X's because it's not porn. And did a full feature on his bot yesterday. Oh, went from 0 to fully functioning to-do handler. Nice. That is awesome. I don't know if Dukasoft already did this. Just in case, there is an easy way to follow Thindle if you aren't already following. It even handles Dukasoft's to-dos. Gotta add an overlay to it so I can show something on the stream. Right now it only reports in live chat. Awesome. I'm interested to know how you're gonna do that. I'll do my best to show up the next time I see you streaming. I usually don't show up on the weekends, but during the week, you know that I'll look out for you and find it and stuff. Oof. Where is my disposable? I am not currently implementing iDisposable. Oh, man. No bang lurk. It's only normal lurk. One day. One day we'll have cool stuff to interact with. Oh, today is not that day. Oh dear. Okay, so I'm getting a reference to the pass down draggable container. It doesn't have to be supplied. I'm making it nullable. But if it is supplied, if we are putting the calculator in a draggable container, whoa, what even? How do I have parameters below all of this stuff? That's just weird. That's just weird. Okay, what I was saying was, if we do have a draggable container, then we will subscribe to its on drag end, and we will do handle container dropped so that we can set the focus the same way that we are doing handle container clicked. You know what? Let's just tell it to use handle container clicked instead. Hello, handle container clicked, where'd you go? Yes. Yes. Thank you, Dukesoft. You're so amazing. We now have alert come in on stream elements. First try 2. Awesome. Okay. So, what should happen now? East. We rebuild so that it can pick up the code changes. Thank you, Hot Reload, for that. Or not that. I'm also just going to go ahead and get rid of these because it's working the way that we want. So no more console write lines. Ah, right, that's what we were doing, the up, down, left, right. All right, we're gonna keep these here because those are our placeholders for the things that we want to do. And if I had a to-do list, we could just add it to that, and then I would just look at it the next time we do the next stream and be like, oh, there's our next to-do. But no, I don't have that. Okay, what should happen is once we drag this around and let go, dang it, we should have gotten the focus. So this lighter outline should have happened as soon as I let go. More console write lines. We have a draggable container. Will do. All right, Control F5 plus. If it actually hot reloads. Nothing. So my guess is code changes did not take effect. This used to work 100% of the time when I did .NET Watch, but for some reason with this project, it is not working. Hot reload is what I'm referring to, by the way. It is not really working. All right, so we have a draggable container, and this means that when we let go, why? Why aren't you doing handle container clicked? Console right line handling container clicked works for me. We have a draggable container. Yeah, it's not firing on drag end because I'm not not firing the event anywhere. Somebody help me. All right, so handle drag end here will be on drag end invoke, and then I guess drag start. I don't have anything that actually does drag start. Yeah, I have an on mouse down and an on mouse up. So you know what? I'm going to use both of those instead. So instead of the drag end, I will use mouse up, and then on mouse down is what I'll do on drag start. Like so. And that way, regardless of whether we're dragging or not, whenever I click and let go, it's still going to fire the event. Mouse went up. Good stuff. It did. Okay, so once again, possibly the code changes are not taking effect. So, rerun. Hashtag not first try. No. Next bottle, please. Oh man, we're not even 30 minutes in and I'm finishing, or I guess we are 30 minutes in and I already finished my first bottle of water. Just trying to get rid of this headache. Asshole. There was a fuzz that was flying around. I'm not seeing things, I promise. F12. We have a draggable container. Why? Why aren't you firing the event? Handle mouse down. On drag start, and then handle mouse up. I don't get you. Okay, we are refreshed. Mouse went down, but mouse up is not firing. Is it because I am sending the pointer events to the draggable container element reference, which is this thing up here, which means that on mouse up should actually be on this thing. Oops. Because all of my pointer events are going to happen on that element. And the answer is you can't do that. Because what? Element reference capture, unexpected frame type remove, old. What? What? And now I'm getting some brand new weird error that I have never ever heard of. Napalm says, I want to know what Microsoft developer woke up and said, this should be on instead of true. Are you sure it's a Microsoft developer? Are you sure it was a Microsoft developer? I'm pretty sure it was the people who developed the web standards. W3 Consortium. Let's find out. Input type, checkbox, on click. Are you using on click or on change? It's on change, right? Did I put that in the draggable container? Whatever. You can see it there. Boosh. Dang it. It's not going to work because you can't get to it. Put it in the calculator, please. Put in the calculator. Calculator. I said calculator. That's still the content. Oh, dang it. This is not going to be easy to test because I have so many things going on in the calculator. Main page. Does anyone know where I put my main page? Must have left it upstairs. Okay. Hero subtitle, you get one of these. There we go. Checkbox. There we go. What is your value? Yep, there it is. Okay, so when a checkbox is checked, its value by default is the string on. A regular HTML input type checkbox. Why do you still say on? Shouldn't you say false now? I mean, off. I mean, it doesn't matter. This is HTML. It has nothing to do with, like, I use JavaScript here. Regular HTML and JavaScript. Hello, Max. If you aren't convinced of that, then here's a brand new page. F12, elements, edit as HTML. And the only thing I'll put in here is input type check. Oh, dang it. Oh my goodness. Notepad. Got it. HTML, head, title, tacos, title, head, body, pasta. I'm not even doing indents. I'm so lazy. HTML. Downloads. Yes, HTML. Yeah, certainly. It's set. Let me make screen big. It says, I never argue. I just explain why I'm right. Like right now. I'm not arguing. I'm just explaining why I'm right. Open. Okay. What do you say now? Checkbox. Probably should have just had this thing go all the way down to target, input, value, on. HTML specs drive a dude to drink sometimes. Here is backing for that. Default value is on. Is it lucky though? It's both, Max. It's lucky for the people that enjoy snow and like to see snow. It's unlucky for the people that don't like to shovel. I don't like to shovel. Well, do you think that it's maintainable, Napalm? Like if you came back to this code and you needed to alter maybe a field that displays, maybe have another checkbox that needs to follow the same pattern, is it maintainable? But Christmas is half as good when it doesn't even snow, I guess. Yeah, I mean, for a lot of people, snow is what makes the season, I guess, and stuff. I respect that you would prefer it to snow for Christmas in order to make it more Christmassy. Christmassy. Where were we? We're trying to figure out why the mouse up is now giving me this weird error. Which we're running, so we no longer have that weird error. And there it goes, mouse up. Oh my gosh. So yes, that's exactly what I needed to happen. Let's get rid of these console right lines. Nobody likes console right lines. It's a terrible way to do debugging, you know, unless you're using hot reload. Where do I live? I live in Colorado, which means that it should snow. It's not god awful. So let's see. Property val is the placeholder for the, and this is object, or is this dynamic? Is that what you said? This is dynamic. Oh, this is the dictionary string. Okay, so property val is a string here, and then input type check. ID is property.name. Name is property.name. Are you sure this should be ID is property.name if this is in a loop of multiple objects? Or is it only one object that drives this whole thing? Like this dictionary of string doesn't have any repeated names, essentially. It's in a loop. Okay. Because the thing that I would be concerned with are collisions with ID if you have multiples of the same type of object that you're looping through and they're all outputting the this thing. I don't know if it's, yeah, I guess that would be an edge case. I don't know that it's an edge case. Because like, well, like when I'm thinking of structured objects, which this is not, this is unstructured, and that's fine. I think of multiple objects having the same structure, the same property names. And so if you're using the same property names multiple times and you give an ID, different property names. Yeah. And then inputs with the same property name are part of the same group. Yeah, I'm also not getting the full context, true. But anyway, yes. If it's not checked, then you're going to have not have the checked attribute. And if it is checked, you are going to have the checked attribute. And this really won't work if you do checked equals at checked value, even in Razor. Correct. Okay. And that was the thing that you're talking about, where if you start off this form with this being checked, then unchecking and rechecking doesn't work the way you expect. Do you know the Bud Light store, aka Skybox Lounge? I do not. I know very little about beer. What about it? What is the interesting thing that you want to talk about it? Oh, my head. Oh, okay. I already told you where I live, in Colorado. Denver, Colorado area. I didn't know you wanted me to be more specific. Yeah, and I wouldn't really know anything around here. I don't go anywhere, so if you ask me about landmarks near the house that I live in, I wouldn't be able to tell you whether I'm close to it or not. I guess the Rocky Mountain Arsenal. I'm close to the Rocky Mountain Arsenal. USA looks pretty, I guess. Streets look like they're movies. Streets look like they do in movies. It's what I'm reading that as. So Napalm says, I'm basically doing what the tag helper does manually with dynamic properties. Yeah, and that's cool. I'm glad that you were able to find a solution for it. All right, we'll look at maps in Berlin. How do I get to Berlin? Almost there. Almost there. Berlin. Where's my meeple? Here, meeple. Kind of looks the same to me. I mean, like, aside from, yeah, no, I mean, this looks like downtown Denver. I guess aside from cobblestone streets. Yeah, a cross between downtown Denver and the place that I used to live, Junction City, Kansas. Can I, like, magically jump all the way over there somehow? No, I have to follow the road. I don't want to follow the road. I should be able to go anywhere I want. Denny's. Whee! This is making me sick. My head hurts. Yeah, these streets are narrow, but again, it doesn't look very different from any major city with narrow streets or lots of traffic. At least it's walkable though. And it really does remind me of place I used to live in Germany, Swingenberg. Or I guess Darmstadt more than Swingenberg. I did live in Germany. I have no idea where you are right now. When 1985, 87, one of those, or both of those, I don't know, and maybe 88. And I don't really speak German. I only lived there for a total of 6 years of my childhood. You sure are asking a lot of personal questions there, Max. Are you trying to reverse engineer me? Not reverse engineer, social engineer me. You can reverse engineer me. I'm not Max. Who's Max? Would you like me to call you Purple Dragon from now on? I am happy to. Wait, why did it stop working? Better FBI agent because you're under arrest for not saying where you were born. I was born in Germany, yes. Is that better for you? Sure. I'm actually German American, but that's close enough. Hallo, mein Kamerad. I can't right now. My head is pounding too much. I can't pronounce anything, not even English words. Brain. You can do this. Braid. Okay. Handle container clicked. I need this thing to go here again. Oh, let's move it up again. Eat some chicken and rice. Oh, that sounds amazing. I hope you really super duper enjoy it a lot. All right. Calculator. It worked. Why didn't it work last times? Mouse went up and stuff. Mouse went up again. Why last time it didn't? When I got rid of the console right lines. Anyone else want to be a console right line? Console? Oh man. When I have what's the wording? When I have a text-to-speech going for when I'm doing like Microsoft Learn courses, because it's easier for me to learn by hearing and reading along. whenever it sees console, it reads it as console, and I giggle every time. Gosh, I'm having trouble with words more than usual. All right, we're good. We're good. This is good. We have the calculator, and now when we click on the title bar or we drag it around, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put it in drag end as well and see if that fixes this thing, because like it works just fine when I click and let go. As soon as I click drag and let go, it stops working. Okay, what do you say? Are you okay with this? You're rebuilding. That's good. Does that mean that you're gonna hot reload? Yes. Yes, it did. Awesome. So the only other focus related thing that I would like is whenever we unhide, whenever it shows for the first time, I want to set the focus inside. So that's going to be really easy because we have a parameter set already. Oh, we have an on show changed. And if show is already equal to new show, then we do nothing. If show, oh, right, and then we set show equal to new show. If show, we don't need to clear. Then we want to set focus. Yes, good. Oh, and focus but ref. Ooh. It's not null. I wonder if it's ever going to be null. Dot context is not null. I wonder if it's ever going to be null when show changes to true the first time. That didn't apply right away. Come. Focusing. Trying to focus. Looks like it's going to rebuild. There it goes. Nothing, not even console right line. Is it possible that show changed is not updating? Oh, interesting. So show change is not updating when I click a disk. Or handle show change is not firing when I click the calculator to show it, the calculator icon. So that's not where I want that. I would prefer to put it inside of protected override task on parameters set async. And the reason that I want to do it on parameters set async instead of on in the public override task set parameters async is because I want the value after it has changed. So private bool prev show. If it's not already a thing, it looks like it's not. So if show doesn't equal prev show, then we set prev show, and then if show and focus but ref context is not null, then we shall await. Perfect. And we'll do this first. Okay, now what do you say? Are you happy with me? Are we good now? We are not good. Wait, we are good. Trying to focus, and it's possible that focus button reference context is null. Yep, and that is the case. So what I'm thinking I would prefer to do then is set a bool for reset focus, which is what I've done before. And then we'll set that here, which means that this does not need to be a sync anymore. This could just be the void version. Okay, and then we can have our protected override on after render async. And we will do the if this thingy, then focus, and focus but ref context is not null, then set reset focus equal to farce, and then try this thing. Dang it. Am I even making sense? Probably not. But it's still fun. He keeps saying, as if trying to convince himself. Oh man. I need to retie this thing so that it stops falling. Don't fall. Okay. Where are we? Shell and focus. Oh, right. I need to get rid of this now because that check doesn't need to be there. And this is doing the actual focus. Setting focus flag. Save. Do the build. Push the button. There we go. Got it. That took some effort. Some efforting. Ooh, this is kind of fun. I'm gonna do it again. All right, I think we've taken care of all of the focus stuff that I wanted. Yes. Ooh, thank you so much for the follow, Onofres, 40 minutes ago. How did I miss that? Am I not hearing all of the sound? I can hear the music. Typo. Typo. All right. So when I click, we got focus. When I drag around and let go, we get the focus. I can close it. We don't get the focus. Why did you Give me a console write line. Did I not save? I don't think I saved. I did save. Sumimasen, you're not supposed to be giving me any more console write lines. Or are you? Did I miss one? Just those 3, 4. I can count. Yeah, there are none in draggable container anymore. What? Anyway, when I drag around, you get the focus so that I can just type numbers and plus sign, 10 key, whatever. Right. Escape key works. Delete key works. Close this. When I first open the calculator, it gets the focus immediately. We probably have a keyboard shortcut for opening the calculator. Yeah, that'd be good. We'll do that too. But I think we're done with the core functionality of the calculator. Now it's time for some cleanup. There are a few things I noticed that aren't working the way that they're supposed to. So I'm going to stop the app from running and run our tests. Because there's just some weirdness going on. And while I'm running those tests, I will go ahead and do a commit. Updated focus logic, full logic, and I will commit and push so that you can see this currently on the repo page for this project. Again, here is the project page on GitHub. It is public and open source, so feel free to take a look at it. Unexpected error detected. 26 failed tests? Nuh-uh. No, that's wrong now. So all of our calculator tests are failing now. What? System invalid operation and cannot provide a value for my isolated JavaScript module. No. Okay, so this is one of the fun things about using about trying to do unit test on components. It's the whole setup thing where you need to provide JavaScript interop. Fakes. Fakes is the word I'm looking for. Do I remember how to do that? The answer is maybe, but the best place to go to find out is bunit.dev, which bunit is the testing framework that I'm using, which is built on top of XUnit or NUnit or MS Test. I believe you can use any of those. And then we can search the documentation for JavaScript. Or I guess the first thing that we need to do is provide a value for the dependency. And since we, man, and then it's going to try to call some of the JavaScript functions. Yeah, I've already forgotten. There's a way to set up the JS runtime, to fake the JS runtime, simply by adding a dependency. Somehow. Somewhere. And it's not easy to find there, so let's try here. Wait. All right, emulating IJS runtime. So that's one thing that I need. It's active by default, good. The implementation runs in strict mode, which means it will throw an exception if it receives an invocation it has not been configured to handle. Okay, we're fine. Fine. Okay. The easiest way to do this would be to set JS interrupt mode to loose so that we don't need to mock what happens to do the JavaScript setup thing. Are we supposed to do that in the constructor or what? So that's one thing. I don't need to verify any JavaScript stuff. I don't care about that at the moment. The only thing that I really care about is that our math gets computed correctly using our methods. Focus async emulation. But again, we don't really care whether focus is working or not. That's not what we're testing in any of these. So I'm fine with that. I think we're good. As long as we set the runtime mode to loose, it will do all of our JS interrupt calls just fine, including the import statement. It should just ignore it. It's in calcu. It should be in draggable container, right? This is where I'm using module. I am dependency injecting my isolated module, right? Right. I'm a member. Would it be bad if oh man. How do I mock the dependency for that? Component dependencies. I need something more. The thing that I'm looking to mock is any one of my random dependencies that we're trying to inject using the inject directive. Add singleton. Oh, it's only available in the services collection if you import this. Oh, Okay, so we just do it here. Again, you're not telling me where I need to put this though. Like this looks like it's part of the test. I would like to do it as in the constructor, maybe. And the other thing that I didn't consider is that I actually want my isolated JavaScript module to implement an interface so that we can mock it easier. And is there an easy way for me to use the refactor tools to pull everything up? Extract interface? I kind of like that. Except that it created a new class for me. That's fine. We can rename. We can rebuild. Oh, lazy. Cut. Pasta? Sure. I don't know why you commented everything out. It's a bit odd, isn't it? Okay, we can get rid of this and we can check on our implementation for my isolated module. And there are no errors. It's okay with us. So it is implementing this correctly. We don't need any kind of constructor. We don't need anything special. We just need to mock it. Cool. So we can do that back in the calculator test by finding out that we closed the calculator test. No. All the way down here. Are you using Plaid or a similar service to get account transaction data? Hello, Coding with Scott. No, I am not. I don't plan on having this hook up to any kind of financial institution. This app is all about maintaining your finances manually. So tracking everything by inputting your transactions by hand. Mostly because that's just what I'm doing with the app personally. Like I have, I don't know if you've heard this before, but I have an Access version of this app, like Microsoft Access version of this app, where I am doing all of this stuff by hand. I'd show it to you, but it has all of my actual financial transaction information, and I don't want to share that on stream. And I was like, you know, I really, really need to make this into a web app already. I said no, didn't I? Yeah, I mean, like, if I were to do that, there are already so many other applications, web applications out there that you can connect directly to your financial institution and import your transactions. That's not needed for me. I needed something that I could keep track of my money by putting in my transactions manually. And you know what? I could probably do that with something like Mint. I'm sure there's a way to manually track accounts, but that one I've already hooked up to every single one of my financial institutions. So automatically importing them. And besides, we're using Blazor and having fun doing it and stuff. Are we though? The thing that I'm trying to do down here is a public class mock isolated module, which is going to implement oh my gosh, my brain. Yep, I'm working on a Blazor app to do my small business bookkeeping, but want to use Plaid. Awesome. So you are actually wanting to make your own. I'm currently using a couple of products that are already out there. I don't know if you've heard of Wave and not Hello. I was going to say Hello Bonsai, but we're not using them. FreshBooks, because every time I think of FreshBooks, I think of HelloFresh as well. But combination of those two. And they work really well. But definitely if you want to make your own, that makes sense. Makes perfect sense. Okay, can I do this up here? Services, add singleton. Hello, Big Gamey. Good day to you. Shout out for Big Gamey. If you guys don't know Big Gamey, I'm sure you do. But if you don't, Big Gamey is a really, really fun and awesome and great personality person to hang out with on his stream. He does game development, and lately he's been... My brain is already swelling in pain. Mine too. And he is Dukasoft's baby. There's just so much fun on his stream. In fact, let's do a proper shout out for Big Gamey, just because the distraction would be nice right now. My head is pounding.
22%. It's getting there slowly, very slowly, but surely.
Sure.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Airplane. Yes.
Forgot that I put that in.
Awesome. So Big Gamey site, he has a whole bunch of plugins and interactive content, as well as just good, wholesome, wonderful, and fun to be around energy and game development as well. Oh, but if you couldn't tell, my head is not doing so well right now, but we are making it. We are actually getting stuff done. We just finished setting up the calculator so that when you open it, it gets the focus immediately. If you try dragging it around and let go, it still retains the focus. If you click off of it and then back onto it, it gets the focus. When you are not clicked on it, you can push all the keys and buttons that you want and it won't affect the calculator. But when the calculator has the focus, you can do stuff like 10 key. And then this is my current balance. So easy to use. As you can see, there are current issues. Oh, I just pushed delete, by the way, to clear it out, and then escape to clear it out completely. Those are words. They mean something to someone. But yeah, so you can see here that if I start typing again, it's adding numbers to the whole number part of the calculator calculations result instead of clearing out. And so what I'm trying to do is run my tests to see what all tests have failed since all of the work that we've just completed. And one thing that was happening is I have introduced a new dependency injection object into my calculator. And in fact, I need to check to see if I have more than just this. If I have the JS runtime and something else. Nope, just this. And it was complaining that I couldn't provide a value for my isolated module. So I just mocked it in my test down here. And I did it in the same class file for now. I'll probably move it out. But essentially I'm just implementing it so that when you do capture pointer events, it just says, all right, I did it. So with that done and set up in the dependency injection container, aka services collection, we should be able to run the test without that being the thing that they fail on. I'm so sure. Why do you have to buzz so loud? This phone here, work phone, this thing, I need a new case for it so that when it buzzes, it's quieter. Big Amy said, sorry that you're not feeling great. Me too, which is why I'm not streaming today. Yeah, I felt kind of bad because I didn't stream on Friday at all. Ever. No, just at all. So I was like, I don't know. It's my whole thing where if I say I'm gonna do a thing, then I do the thing. And I said that I would be streaming. Invalid operation could not provide a value for property in my, oh, right. And now that I have changed it out to use an interface, I need to request an interface. Hello, Gebs. Do I know how to pronounce your name? I don't remember. Have you ever told me? If you have, I apologize. Jiff. You probably did tell me. Gebs, not Jebs, is my Twitter handle. Got it. I'm sorry, I mean Jebs, not Jebs, is your Twitter handle. I'm never gonna remember. Like, I was about to remember that we had a conversation about GIF and GIF when you showed up the first time, or when I asked you about it, I guess. But I wouldn't be able to remember which one you decided. But now I can remember that it's the correct pronunciation of, wait, the incorrect pronunciation of GIF. My brain hurts too much right now. I can't do anything. Think is not work. It broke. Very yes. Calculator test, run. Do it. This time, don't fail on the dependency injection. It failed on the asserts. Good. Good. We have some passing tests, which means that our mock dependency injection stuff worked. But now we are having a lot of issues because we now have extra spaces and text. Oh, man. I was, yes. So these tests did exist before I implemented them, but then I also made changes to the code and forgot to check back on my tests. So what I should have been doing is making sure that my tests were written so that they cover whatever new functionality I was trying to add or new approach for completing the functionality. I'm not actually sure why this is now giving me and no backspace and no breaking space semicolon, carriage return. I don't remember doing anything like that for my displayed input. Right. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Dang it. So the reason that I changed the text that appears inside of this was because I wanted it to hold the correct height. They actually aren't that scary, especially the way that Peter set this one up for us. I thought it was really, really smart. So because the main functionality of the calculator that I'm wanting to test are when you push a sequence of buttons on the calculator, does the output generate what's expected? So everything uses this one test the calculator method, and it just says, all right, push that sequence of buttons and then find out what the output is, and then make sure that the output matches what we expect. And those are all parameters that we pass in. What are the sequence of buttons? What are we expecting to see in those two areas, the one that's displayed on the screen and the one that is up here, which is the formula, and then the actual value, which is the number display. Yeah. So what the way that we wrote the test, that he started writing the test and then we added to it, was here's the buttons that we want to press, here's the expected answer number output, and here's the expected formula output. So the thing that happened though is it's trying to get the formula output from here. Ooh, I think I can cheat. That would be terrible. I don't want to cheat like that. That's terrible. Maybe I can cheat like this. Formula output, no ID, and make it non-breaking space. Because this thing is looking for something with the ID of formula output in order to get the formula output. Cool. Good, 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 good. And what I did is I had this non-breaking space inside of it so that we could, if there was no value inside of here, we could still preserve the height of that. And we tried doing it with CSS, but it just was still shifting up and down. So I'm like, let's just put a non-printable character in there. But that ended up being part of the formula output. And so now all of my tests, this has failed. And so Geb's next question is this Blazor server or Blazor WebAssembly? So the one that you're seeing running here is Blazor WebAssembly. However, you can also run the app as Blazor server, or if you wanted to, as an Android app using the Maui project, iOS, Mac, Tizen, Windows, or directly to Windows using WPF. And what are the different uses? What are the different uses of arrows? Are you asking that as a test question or because you genuinely want to know? Because my brain hurts right now. The only things that I can think of are inline functions, which is anything that has inline function / otherwise known as, also known as well as predicates. So some set of parameters, arrows, something to do with them. Yeah, you definitely can turn this into a multi-line provided the predicate allows you to. you just put curly braces and write it like method body. It's just that, remember that in a lot of cases, the arrows means to, or gosh, there are words that I'm trying to use, but my brain will not let me. There are arrows that expect a return value. So in this case, it's just an action that does not expect a return value. Yes, lambda expression is the correct terminology for it. Thank you. And hello, Kanavar Dev. But if it was a function of something, then you would need to make sure that at least in your block statement, you have a return at the end. Whatever it is that it might be expected to return. Lambda expressions allow you to avoid using scoped variables, no? I don't know what you mean by making it to work, because like you're gonna have scoped variables. So this parameters here is a scoped variable to this method, to this expression here. Just like this P is scoped to this expression. Or I guess just this expression. Yeah, but not to everything else in here, correct. But at the same time, if I had a var parameters, sure, parameter value, array, not array. I don't know, give me something that I can do. A, B, there. And yeah, this is going to be similar to if you had a private string parameters. Then this parameters is not this parameters. Just like this parameters is not this parameters. So, I mean, it's still scoped-ish. Because you could still use things outside of this lambda expression. For example, inputs. Why do I have a breakpoint here anyway? Go away, you're in the way. So I still have access to this scoped parameter. Oh, help my head. Yeah, I like the statement delegate syntactic sugar. Yeah, think of them as no-name methods, which I don't know. That also might be different than anonymous methods. That you can have within functions. I don't know. I don't know enough about it in order to give you a really good answer on that one. Yeah. But yeah, it really is just an easy way to write delegates for actions. That's why I liked it. I liked the phrase delegate syntactic sugar. Actions or functions. Hello, Deflux. How's it going? Welcome to Monday. I hope your day is going fantastically. But still, Konovar described it well, where he said on the left side you have parameters, and on the right side you have the method body or method expression. Remember that it doesn't have to be a full curly braces thing. It could just be the expression itself. It's going hard. It is really difficult to think through all of this heavy mud that's going on in my brains, making it hard to walk forward, take steps forward. See, I can't even do the analogy. It feels like my brain is on slog. I'm just gonna say it, dynamic forms are kinda a chore. So many things you take for granted when they are static. Absolutely. I'm glad you decided not to go with dynamic, but I'm also kind of sad you are turning everything into a string pair. But I still agree. This is why data grids are one of the hardest components to make, for me at least. I guess. I mean, it's just that, strings are a fixed size. And so it could, I think it's like 4 bytes per character for something. Not gonna remember. But anyway, they're a specific size and they can grow pretty fast versus if you use a data type like int for numbers or float for numbers. You can get more generic than string. You can have each of your fields be of t. My field of t, and then the value for that field will be t value. So instead of having it be a dictionary of string, you could have it be a list of, or even an array of form field, and then that form field could have field name, a string, form field of t, oh my gosh, I can't anything, and this will be required. And then just so that we don't have to, I can't type, I can't anything. And then public t value. Maybe nullable. Up to you. Can't get more generic than generics, can you? And you might even, if you wanted to, public int position or order or whatever, so that you can sort by position and then print it out in the right order. But then you have the actual data type here and a list of some kind of structured object. Or array. or collection or whatever. But those are just thoughts. You definitely don't have to do it. Your way is fine. I wasn't trying to tell you that your way is wrong. All right. So after making that change, the subtraction issue is the only one that we still have. There are a couple more issues that we saw that I need to write tests for. So for example, the one where I said when you do some kind of computation and then you put in some more numbers, it starts adding it to the end as if the existing value was the one that you originally typed in. But what's supposed to happen is it sets this dirty flag to false on submit. So right now is dirty should be false so that when you push another number, it clears out the existing answer, puts this answer as, actually it probably clears this out too. Equals. But the only time that it's going to do that behavior is if you push another operator, and then it clears out the value and then lets you type in your numbers. You know? So that's one thing that I need to write a test for. I can't think of how to write that test at the moment. The other one was something to do with backspace key. No, not the backspace key. Oh, I think it's that I don't have tests written for when you push back, when you push clear, or when you push clear all. To be fair, I kind of went that I kind of want that. Well, it's coming from the DB as JSON, which is a string dictionary. But good ideas, man. Always appreciated rubber ducking. Yeah, and again, so like you said, I don't have the full picture. The data source that you're getting your data is string. So it makes sense to use a dictionary of string. But in that case, I would still personally prefer to use this. Oh man, that's hard. How would I use it when you're getting JSON that is key value pair of string? Well, yeah, that's hard. I think it'd be difficult to think through still. And I don't have the capacity to do so at the moment. I got brains that broke. Whew. What else is there? What else do we got? What am I even... We're trying to fix the subtraction issue. So let me do a quick push for fixed setup for tests. That way it's in the repo, because I probably won't be able to think through how to get this to work. Let me show you the issue with the subtraction though. When you subtract a positive number, a whole positive number, or it could even be a decimal number, minus some larger decimal number, like 5.28. Let's just do 5.5, because that's easy to math. This should be negative 3.3, correct? But instead we get negative 3.5 is what I said. Instead, we get negative 4.5, which sounds like an off by 1 error, just the way that the math is being done. So I don't know why this is happening, but according to our test, that is the case, and it says math is failing. It looks like we're off by 1 whole number. So let's dive into it and figure out what's going on with sustracción. With what? I don't even know where to start. In the calculator, when you push equals, so handle submit or handle operator clicked, if it's submit, then we need to figure out what our current value is. Oh. When the displayed formula ends with an operator other than submit, we want to use the last operator. Okay, so what that means is if I keep pushing the equals key, then I want to keep using the negative or current value minus the previous stuff. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. Plus 5 minus 2 equals. Okay, that's what it means. We want to use the minus sign. Yep, and this is still off by 1. This should have been 145.45. Okay, so this one is saying if we don't end with an equal sign, then that means that the most recent symbol up here is one of the operators, and we want to use that operator. But that's not what this is doing. This is saying when the displayed formula ends with an operator other than submit, we want to use the current value computation, right? In the value display. Something. I don't know what it's doing. But anyway, we pushed equals. We did this rule, whatever that rule is. And we're deciding which operator to use. So we know we're choosing the right operator. We know that we're doing a subtraction. The thing that we're doing incorrectly is the actual subtraction. The current calculated value, if we pushed 9 minus the current calculated value should be 9. So maybe we should start there. Hey, tests. Theory. Inline data. So this is going to be a test for each of the current values. Oops. Ooh. Oh. Huh? What is this test going to be? This test is going to be the calculated value updates on non-submit button press. Works for me. All right, let's get this thing formatted. Excuse me. I don't think this is going to work because what we're checking for here is the expected input num display, which should zero out. I'm not seeing the actual calculated value variable because it's private. Crap, because it's private. So I won't be able to inspect that. I won't be able to do a test on underscore current calculated value. So what do I do? How do I test that? I don't think I can. So this is more like displayed input. Zeros out on non-submit button pressed. Operator pressed. I know. Operator. I mean, that's a test and all, but I don't like it. It's not the test that I'm wanting to do. Do I actually have to put and div for divide? No, we can use a slash. Good. Did I just write a failing test? If I did, we're just deleting it because it wasn't part of the plan. Oh. I just green. 3 passed, 1 failed. And the one that fails is divide because it's going to say and div. Last time. Run. Push, push. Okay, so all of those tests pass. They don't really matter all that much, but whatever. The thing that I really need to find out is what is happening to underscore current value when I try to subtract a decimal. So if either val to use to string contains dot, that's how I'm going to say it's a decimal, or current calculation is decimal, then console write line current value type value to subtract. And it probably has to do with the order that I'm trying to do the subtraction. Okay, so we're just going to look at this, but this is going to be the last thing that I do. and then we will have to pick it up on Wednesday. Oh, and I guess you want these to be string literals, or literal characters is what I said. Okay, so real quick, let's see what this gives us, and then we'll run away screaming. Maybe take some pills. You can do it. I know you can. There it goes. And we got errors. What do we got errors? Right? I'm glad I did that because we just changed the calculator to ask for an my interop, which means that in all of our JavaScript interop, or all of our extensions for adding our JavaScript interop, we need to use my. Good? Good. Oh, come on. I don't want to have to restart you. You were doing well. And just so you know, I am thinking about rating Dragon Spirit just because he is a good friend of the channel and a fun, fantastic game developer working on his game Gaia. So we'll head over there as soon as we get this thing to just run. Cannot provide a value for my isolation module on draggable container. Right. All right. Draggable container. Hey there. You also get an my isolated module. Hey, look, it loaded without errors. All right. So if I do 5 minus 3.26 equals, then we see that our current value is 5. Our value to subtract is 3.25. And so we should have gotten oh gosh, that one worked. How about 3 minus 5.25? Okay, our current value is 3. Value to subtract is 5.25. Why are we getting negative 3.25? You can clearly see. Oh my goodness. I know why. Do I know why? You can clearly see that what we're trying to do is current calculated value minus gets value to use. We're printing it in that order. So 3 minus gets 5.25. Difference. Current calculated value minus val to use. So this thing is going to tell us that it should be minus 2.75. No, that's not right. Never mind. Yeah, so this one should be negative 2.25. That is correct. Why is it not though? We'll do some debugging then in the next video. For now, I'm going to end my stream here. Thank you all for hanging out with me. It's been a pleasure. I will be posting this video to YouTube no sooner than 24 hours after I end the stream today. And you're always welcome to hop on over into our Discord and hang out with us there. No pressure. I know a lot of you are part of a lot of Discords already, so if you're already overwhelmed, then please do not feel obligated. As I mentioned, we will raid over to Dragon Spirit Games. There we go. Cool. If you guys don't know him, he's making a game called Gaia, and it is about his daughter who is going to go save the world by traveling on a journey that is given to her by none other than Gaia herself. Gaia is his daughter's name, and Gaia is the Earth, Mother Earth, who tasks Gaia to go fix the world of all of its issues. A lot to put on a little child, but that's okay. You can do it. I'm already sitting in my seat on the raid train, already hanging out with him. Are we? All right, I'll do my best too. I should be fine on Wednesday. I have no idea what happened today. Just headache all over, but that's fine. We'll be good. Ciao for now. Until the next time, I'll be here. I'll be back on Wednesday. Isn't there another thing that I usually put up? I guess no. That's it. See you later.